How's it going, everybody? Look at these nice power stations. Today I'm going to review these two. I had an opportunity to review this one a few months ago. Click here for that. But I've learned so much more. So I'm going to tell you what they are, what to look for, and how these perform. You ready? All right, power stations. What are they? In the simplest sense, they are the gas generator replacement of new. But in another sense, they're actually so much more. Not only do they give you 110 volts of electricity wherever you want it, but they can also give you USB voltage. They can give you 12 voltage, and they can get the power not only from your house current, but from your car, from the sun, maybe from the wind. So they get all this power and manage it store it, and then manage it and give it to you in a medium, in a form that you actually need for that time. So now I'm going to go through what the most important elements are for a power station. Number one, of course, is cost. The bigger, the better, obviously, but there's a guideline on how much to spend on the capacity that you need. The number two is capacity. Capacity is measured in watt hours. This is 1100 watt hours, this is 400 watt hours, and this is 500. And then you can see the size and the weight increases significantly with the watt hours. The normal benchmarks are for in 2022 and 2021, for every 1 watt hour, you spend $1. So usually a 1,000 watt hour power station is about $1,000. So what is a power station for? And what does it mean to me, and why there's some RC cars here? These batteries are kind of expensive. I don't have too many of them. And what it allows me to do is it allows me to charge my batteries on the field when I'm away from the car and I'm away from, a 110 outlet. So any kind of RC, drone, airplane application, you're pretty golden. The next application I'm really interested in is mobility devices like a bike, electric scooter, and whatnot. I want to do a lot of mountain bike camping, and you need a device like this that has a bigger battery than what the e-bike has, so you can charge it day in, day out. Next application is camping. Camping, you're out there. It's nice to be out in the wilderness, right? But you do need your 110. You need them for cooking, for lighting, for maybe show a little movie, whatever. But it's essential. And a lot of people have, when you have an RV, you have basically these systems built in. But if you just have a van conversion, you could get one of these, put some solar panels on the roof, and now you have your electricity for your little RV when you go adventuring. And finally, it's good to have these at the house as battery, as AC backup situations. So what we have here are two Enelong power stations. One is 1100 watts and another is 400 watts. I'm basically going to focus on the 1100 watt system because this is the cool thing. This is going to do everything that I'm planning to do. But if you hang on to the end, I'll give you all the test results of this one as well. Enelong, I think they have their own website. They have a store on Amazon, and this is an 1100 watt hour system, and it can do 1,000 watts sustained, 2,000 watts peak. It weighs 25 pounds. It's significant, fairly compact, and the price is, they said $1,000 is the retail, but at release time of this video, they're gonna sell it at $699. So I said, $699 for an 1100 watt hour system. That's saying something. So to me, it was worth testing. So what we're gonna do is I did my watt meter. I counted a lot of watt hours and watts, and I'm gonna show you. And I'm show you some video, talk you through. But what I'm gonna do first is bring you up close, and show you the operation of this system. All right, it is off, so you have to turn it on. And right there, what you notice is it's got a very small display. This is much smaller than other devices, but it tells us it has a full charge, but we can't really tell for sure. It's a 5-bar system, so all we know is it's between 81 and 100% battery, but I did fully charge it. All right, so we have a drill, a very high power drill. We'll see how it does. For every bank, AC, USB, DC, there's an inverter system to convert it from the lithium batteries to the proper voltage. So you have to turn it on. They're not on by default. And right here is it's on, and it says it's a pure sine wave inverter, means very steady. All your electronic devices can work. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna operate the drill. So it's got no problem with it, but because it has no display, we don't know exactly how much power we're drawing with this. So we're a little bit in the dark. And for my testing, what I did was I got one of these watt meters, so it'll actually tell me. So 287 watts is the draw. That means if we power this machine on that battery, about 287 watts, we are going to go about 3-4 hours. We'll be able to do this very high powered machine using that. And how I make that calculation is 287 watts for 1 hour is 287 watt hours. You multiply that by 3, you get 900 watt hours. The other thing I'd like to show you is this charger, how it charges the batteries inside. Okay, right now we're going to charge it, and we just plug this in. Right there, it shows us it's charging. I think it's pretty full, but if it was not full, there would be some animation right here. And this thing gets pretty hot. It took me about 9 hours to charge it from completely empty. And the cool thing is, while it's charging, we should be able to use it. So you could be charging the whole time. The battery management system will take care of it, and you should be able to use it. So there you go. What do you think of the application? It's not very fancy, not a lot of screens and whatnot, but it's a reliable, basic system. I would say, I wish it had more information that I didn't have to get this device, but you know, I think they just went for a simple deliver the watt hours for the price. The other downside I would say is these get pretty hot to the touch, but I did it about 3 or 4 times, full, empty to full, and it was okay. I would just say that don't leave it in direct sunlight, or if you live in a very warm climate, that you should have a fan on that power supply because it doesn't have its own. The fans on these things were pretty quiet. They would just kind of whisper, you know, once they needed to cool the batteries. This thing has a spring-loaded handle. Pretty cool if you're walking around, and it's got a light. I don't think it's necessary, but it's not bad. This thing has no light. I think you can't. It's just too big anyway. The main part of the test is how many watt hours did it deliver, and this is 1100 watt hours, right? It took 1100 watt hours to charge it. I did measure it, but when it came to getting power out, I did it 3 times. I got 900 watt hours. You know, I would say 880, 890, 900 is what I got out of it. I think I was draining it pretty fast, you know, with a radiator heater, and I think the faster you drain it, the more power loss you have, because the fan has to kick in quite a bit. So 1100 they claim, and I got 900, and you say, oh man, that's not right, but that's actually pretty normal. So what they say is you get about 85 to 90% efficiency on what the battery has. And the reason is, between the battery and 110 volts is a machine called an inverter, an electronic device called an inverter. This one is 400, and it delivered about 330 a couple times. I did it a couple times. So reliable, no hiccups. One thing that would have been cool was when they ran out, they just shut down. You know, like I was powering a whole room of lights and TV. When they shut out, I go boom, lights out. And because it's a 5-bar system, there's no countdown to 5%, 4%, 3%. All I saw was 1 bar, or less than 1 bar, and just shut down. So it would have been nice to have some kind of alert that, hey, save your work, get a flashlight, everything's about to shut off, but didn't have that. So there you go. The remarkable thing is the price. This is 1,000. It's gonna go on sale for $699 for an 1100 watt hour. That's a great benchmark. And this one is, I think, 400 watt hours is gonna go for $270. So I think that's what they bring to the table, is the dollar per watt hour is pretty darn good. It's about, so there you go. Hope you enjoyed that.